I just got done listening to Valiant Renegade's excellent video. If you want to hear some really good in-depth discussion about, and probably the best on YouTube, about what's going on in Hollywood as far as streaming wars, money, liquid assets, David Zaslav, coming in to take over Warner, and the changes that he's making, go and watch this. Also, a little bit about Disney. So, and I'm probably going to contact Matt Bellany myself just because I want to ask him some questions and maybe put him on a help him out a little bit with some things. So the guys were talking, Valiant and Cameron, about Jon Favreau and basically what's going on here. I'm gonna scroll up here. I'm actually looking at Bellany's article because I did. Hey, Mazeres, what's up, dude? I'm going up and down on this thing, but I want to talk first off a little bit about what Favreau's he says about Jon Favreau. Sure, there are exceptions. Favreau originally signed on to do just one season of The Mandalorian, so when it became Disney Plus's signature series, he got an insane deal to continue. All kinds of bonuses, incentives for writing or directing individual episodes. All right, now that's where I'm gonna stop. We have the rumor Doomcock put out there that we've seen elsewhere, that John is sort of taking over the John Lasseter spot, right? Okay. Where he will consult with Alan Bergman about everything from Marvel to Pixar, about what's good and what's shit, right? I don't believe that anymore. Hey, douchebag Kylo, only the best screen name on YouTube. Awesome, rar. I'll give you claws, rar, rar. I think this is a bigger deal than that. I think this is bigger than what Bellany even knows. And I'm going to say this again. If you honestly think Bob Chapek, and there's a rumor going out there now that Bob Chapek is afraid of Kathy Kennedy. Why would he be afraid of her? Okay. There are also rumors that the board wants her gone. Okay. So we haven't seen her. She's losing all of her stuff. And by the time I'm done with this discussion, I'm going to say that the acolyte's on the chopping block. Look, she is not the most powerful woman in Hollywood anymore. Stop it. Stop letting people who haven't worked in Hollywood in a decade, tell you that. I mean, it is silly. The evidence is overwhelming. She is nowhere to be seen. Okay? We get one picture of her in the last 6 months, public picture of her, taken by her husband, we think, at Galaxy's Edge in Anaheim, the Super Bowl weekend, and it was almost 90 degrees. She's wearing a black winter jacket, the same one that she wore in last June, the opening day of shooting for Indiana Jones 5, the same black t-shirt and the same mask. Anybody think that that's weird, or are we all just going to ignore the elephant in the room? What the fuck is going on? Okay, the most powerful woman in Hollywood is Susan Arnold. And from what I've heard, Susan Arnold basically told her to take a walk. Okay, she tried to go in there and tried to assert herself with the big boss, and big boss was like, did a Miranda Priestley. Who is this person? Why is she in my office? You know what I'm saying? Don't shit on the fans anymore. You know, they could still be waiting for her to retire after Indy 5 is completed, and now it's into post-production. They have wrapped principal photography. There will probably be more reshoots. All right, and again, Kareem Daniels, who is the new guy at Disney who oversees stuff, and I think, let's see, let's go back up here. I want to go up there I want to read this to you. We could easily see that it gets cut, that they're not going to release it. Okay. I think that would suck for Harrison Ford. I don't think that would be fair. But let's talk about Kathy Kennedy real quick, because what I'm going to talk about with this Puck article is very, very pertinent to what's going on. Okay? Listen. Kennedy does the PGA interview. The rumors about what she wanted to do with Indy 5 come out in the Daily Mail. Suddenly, Indy 5 is pushed back a year from its release date. And everything else she's got on plate, Rian Johnson's trilogy, is gone. The Acolyte's pushed back. I'm going to talk about that. Children, Blood and Bone is punted. Gone. It's over at Paramount. Her vanity, narcissistic look at me project. Okay? Nothing else is being moved. The Lando project isn't going on. We could go on and on and on. Okay, nothing. Now, there are people who think that she's in control of Andor. No, she's not. Nor is she in control of Kenobi. Favreau took that over. All right, that's his girl as the showrunner. Okay, she did a hell of a good job with Mando. Okay, so my thing is, I'm looking at this, watching this, going, she's on her way out the door. I don't care what people think. Okay, I'm gonna be brutally honest. If you honestly still think that she has any power at all over Star Wars, even Indiana Jones now, I don't know what you're smoking, but I don't want to touch it. Okay, the world has changed, and it's changed a lot, even since 2018. All right, the people who think she's still the most powerful woman in Hollywood are the ones who can't let 2018 go. All right, so what's changed at Disney? Bob Iger's no longer there. Bob Chapek was chosen by the investors, the guys who actually run Disney, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, the Carlyle Group, etc., blase, blase. Let's go on. We could have a list. All right, they chose him. And their girl, Susan Arnold, who was against buying the Fox property, who was probably against what they did in the parks, is now the chairman of the board. Okay, they've just gone through a pandemic, lost billions of dollars in revenue because of it, and we're still sitting here going, it's all woke, and she's the most powerful woman in Hollywood. That was 2018. That was 4 years ago. It is not that way anymore. The trend is going in a different direction. Okay? And you can see it. I mean, so let's talk about this, all right? Because this is why I'm pretty sure that it's over. I mean, what they wanted to do with Star Wars in India is over. Just people like this guy. So I'm going to read this to you. Disney has been busy over the past few years absorbing Fox, reorganizing itself for streaming under new CEO Bob Chapek, and insiders say that various reorganizations and divvying responsibilities have made the development process more challenging, especially on the TV side. Okay, I could see that. Because Disney is a ginormous, it's the biggest studio in Hollywood. It's literally probably the biggest company in the world. Okay? So please tell me again how powerful Kathy Kennedy is compared to Susan Arnold. Okay? You know, let's think about that and come up with a rational excuse. For instance, the decisions on financial approvals and where shows will appear were separated from development. Hey, Mexican Iron Man, from the development executives and centralized under Kareem Daniels' distribution team. It manifests in some of the creative decisions, but this is a broader issue than just those moves. Disney is known among deal makers to be cheaper than its rivals, and we've seen them actually not do well by their talent, and then come back and then give like the Scarlett Johansson kerfuffle, which I now believe was set up by Bob Chapek and Scarlett to put Kevin Feige on notice. I think, to be honest, that Kareem Daniels has basically been given the power to cut whatever he wants. Now, they took the Beauty and the Beast prequel. I'm gonna go over the Favreau stuff. Oh shit. Okay, sorry. And they cut it. They had sets built. They had actors signed. They had director ready to go, and they just said, "No, we're not doing this." My thing is, you're going to see more of this. Okay, you're going to see Kareem Daniels go in there and say, "No, we can't afford this." $200 million. $110 million for no. Okay, now a Star Wars property. The fans expect really good effects, good storytelling, and something wow. Okay, George Lucas always said it best. They want to see something new. Okay. The Acolyte apparently is supposedly trying to be based with the High Republic. We know the High Republic is not selling. They can sit there and pretend it's not. The authors get very defensive. Yeah, you're right. Mexican Iron Man is right. So when I hear people say Bob Chapek is afraid of Kennedy, it's like, no, he's not. No. I mean, why? I mean, just that's silly. I mean, it's like, do you understand what's going on here? She's nowhere to be seen. Again, why is she wearing that winter jacket in 85-degree weather? Is she sick? Was it photoshopped? What is going on here? There's something bizarre that's going on with Kennedy. There really is. But going back to what I was saying, they basically cut the Beauty and the Beast thing. And with the Star Wars project, knowing how much ILM is going to have to dial down to get the effects, the stunt work, the volume stage and all the rest of that stuff, that's a lot of money. That's not a $10 million project, even for a TV show. It might be $35 million for each episode. Okay, that's just the way it is. Okay, that's just the way it is. And I'm gonna say this right now. After looking at the IMDb thing for The Acolyte, it's not going anywhere. There's a rumor out there that he is, and it's like maybe Bob Iger was, but I don't think Bob Chapek cares about her. I think he put her off in a corner after the Carano thing, and basically, the end of it was the Atlantic article, which I didn't see till after everybody started talking about it. The subtext of that was Kennedy sucks. She's done. She's not doing Star Wars anymore. Jon Favreau is. Anyway, Phoenix. And the fact that I can't get anybody to be positive if she's even been on set for Indy 5 since last June. Okay? I know her husband has been, but has she? Okay? What is going on here? all right, the Indy 5, look, there's going to be a book written about this, and we're going to find out somebody screwed somebody. Okay, and I'm going to say this after looking at that interview again about the Devil's Own. You do not fuck with Harrison Ford. You do not. Okay? Some people may think he's stupid, but after what I saw, what he did, I'm like, holy shit. And it's literally, so I honestly think that there was a cabal, and he was one of the leaders of it, and they pushed her up into the executive suite, and she had no creative control. I think WDW Pro basically said that in no uncertain terms himself. Doomcock has said that, and I can't find any evidence of her being on the set of Indy 5 since last June. All right, I'm literally going, okay, so what's going on here? I'm going to go into the Jon Favreau thing. So let's go do. Okay, so sure there are exceptions. Favreau originally signed to do just one season of The Mandalorian, so when Disney, it became Disney Plus signature series. He extracted an insane deal to continue with all kinds of bonuses, incentives for writing or directing individual episodes, but I'm betting even Favreau doesn't get a cut. The merchandise doesn't matter. I don't think Kennedy gets a cut of the merchandise for Star Wars. And considering the only stuff that sells anymore, hey, Star Wars theology, is OT, prequels, Clone Wars, and Mando. I think she'd be insulted if she did get stuff, because it wouldn't be her vaunted sequel trilogy. To me, there's more to this insane deal than writing and directing, because we know for a fact that he has full control over the streaming and now the feature films. So basically, he's running the franchise. Okay, now does he have the big job that Lasseter had? I don't know. We don't know. But I'm going to say this. I think Bob Chapek already has somebody in mind to take over. I think the cards are in place. They're just waiting for Kennedy to leave. Now, there have been plenty of rumors that have not been substantiated about Kennedy. I'm not going to get into them. But, at this juncture, nothing would shock me. Again, it's March. The Acolyte's supposed to start filming in 2 months. Where is it? Where is it? We knew a year ago this month, Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Mads Mikkelsen were going to be in Indy 5. Okay, much to the chagrin of everybody over Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I see her in groan only because she looks like a British schoolmarm, and every time I see her, I want to punch her in the face. That's just me. I hate her. And that's one thing I'm not looking forward to. But watching all this, seeing all this occur, is telling me that there's a change going on at Lucasfilm. And the fact that they're holding it down, sure, Disney doesn't want anybody to know. That's their modus operandi. But my, opinion is, I think it's time to pull the veil back and let the fans know what's going on. Okay? There's too much negative stuff. Yesterday, Doomcock reiterated that rumor that Robert Rodriguez got himself in trouble for the Book of Boba Fett. The story he had to work with was fine. I'm going to tell you guys something. Rent out on demand a movie called A Man Called Horse, done by Richard Harris. He's the star. you're going to be blown away by how similar Boba Fett was. When I hear people, compare it to Dances with Wolves, I'm like, no, it's not. The only thing that Dances with Wolves has to do with A Man Called Horse is that the tribe in question is a band of Lakota Sioux, and that's it. I mean, that's it. But A Man Called Horse is the inspiration for that. Okay, and when you look at the story, it's a good story. Robert Rodriguez forgot he was doing a Star Wars TV show and not his own. And I think that's the problems. I think that's the problem that, we see now with what's going on. And has he been kicked to the curb on Star Wars? I don't know. My feeling is we'll wait and see. Would Jon Favreau be that, nasty? I could see Disney going, no, no more. I could see Bob Chapek saying, I don't want him anywhere near that. I don't know. It's a rumor. Again, things like this don't surprise me. Okay. It appeared to me that Jon Favreau really went out of his way to try to fix what was broken. Okay, and by taking the Mandalorian episodes and putting them up there, that's what it looked like. But in some ways, I don't know. I don't really think so, because the second part, he fits right in with Boba Fett. It seamlessly goes into Boba Fett. Okay, so maybe they worked it out so they could actually do it. I don't know. My thing is, Favreau was being pulled in too many directions, which makes me wonder if the thing about him having a bigger job at Disney in general is true. But if he's got all the stuff at Lucasfilm that he's got to be doing, I could see him being pulled in way too many directions too. Apparently he was in Atlanta, got a phone call, Tamura saying, basically I have too many lines. Favreau saying, just say them. George Lucas had a philosophy that the actors knew their characters better, so if they had a different idea, that he would go along with it. But he was very shocked with, I love you, I know. And I got some stories about The Empire Strikes Back that are hilarious. About Harrison Ford. When they had to bring him to film his scenes on Hoth, they literally had to bring him to Norway. There was a blizzard, railroad tracks were caught or slammed down. So they're basically to the guy with the plow, hey, can you bring our actor up? So it's Harrison, one of the guys that worked on the movie, and the snowplow dude, the Norwegian snowplow dude, with a big bottle of vodka. They finally get there, and they're all drunk off their asses. Ford stumbling out, muttering about calling his manager, and finding going to his hotel room and going to sleep. The shit that went on, wild man, wild back then. I mean, not kidding. The other part where he was getting so claustrophobic, filming the scenes in the Falcon, that he took, and I had just heard this, so now I know the reason why this happened. He took a saw and started sawing apart the console on the Falcon. And Mark actually was the one that had to calm him down. I mean, shit that actors do. But Lucas had a point. If the actor says, I think I should change that line to this, I don't think my character, you should listen to him. So I think Tamura was right on that. Not a kick on Favreau because he didn't really know what was going on that set. All right. I trusted Rodriguez and it didn't work out. Again, the story wasn't a bad story. Okay, if you know the inspiration for the script, because they took it from a movie script. If you guys remember, here's a movie script. We want to turn it into a TV show. Filoni and Favreau going, we don't want to do this. They didn't need to do, I remember when it was announced they wanted to do a Boba Fett movie, and I was like, why? We don't need one. All right. And they ended up taking that script, I think, and actually I think some parts of The Mandalorian are from that script. And Favreau and Filoni just took it and took the best and turned it into The Mandalorian. Okay. They took Fett's time with the Tuscans and turned it into something different. Okay. I have to say, I am extremely impressed with just what they got out of it. Again, the blame, I believe, really does go on Robert Rodriguez. I hate saying that because I do like, Once Upon a Time in Mexico. I love that movie. And Machete. But Spy Kids, Skittles colored, Vespa bikes on Tatooine. When fans are like, that doesn't make any sense. You need to listen to them. And that was the thing that I think really took everybody out of it. I think if those kids were dirty, more of a sloppy punk rock look, if you go back to a real 70s aesthetic, so you take the trench coats and the you know what I'm saying? More of a almost like a Road Warrior thing, but Star Wars style. And the speeders should look used. They should look like junk. They should look like they were put together from different parts of different things. Like Cobb Vanth's, speeder with what looks to be Anakin's engines from his pod racer. Okay, those are the things that they should have thought about, and they didn't. And I that was up to Robert Rodriguez, and he didn't think about it. Okay, I'm not trying to bag on him or be mean about it, but that's no, and that's right. I don't know if he's overrated. I think there's a milieu and a genre that directors really are really good at. Steven Spielberg can direct anything. John Ford could direct anything. Scorsese he could direct anything. He gravitates towards the mafia stuff. I don't know why. Tarantino, I thought Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was brilliant. It was one of those things where you kind of wish that it actually happened that way. That was a great movie. I like, Robert Rodriguez's early films. I'm not impressed with this. This is Star Wars. All right, you have to go with the aesthetic. You have to know the planets, the world building. If you're on Tatooine, you're still building world. Okay. Even the way Mos Espa looked. I understand in the lower, in like the depression, in that draw, which if it does rain on Tatooine, that part of town's gonna get flooded. Okay. It's not that's what that is. A draw. And it's supposed to be the high end part of town, but that even bothered me. Why would Tatooine, which is, the asshole of the universe, have a place like that? Now, I could see something like the Sanctuary. I could see a high class madam on the behest of some mob boss like Jabba setting this up and bringing, her girls with her, setting it up. It, I really think that would have made sense. But the fact of the matter is, when you look at I agree there, Maze. I agree there. When you look at, hi Kojak. Yeah, hi buddy. Are we gonna go for a walk later? He's like, I'm happy to go for a walk. When you look at, Mos Espa from The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, Tatooine. You've got dangerous places like Mos Eisley and Mos Espa. Mos Espa isn't safe. That is a frontier town. Okay, that's Dodge City. That's Tombstone. Okay, those places weren't safe. All right. Any night of the week, you could be walking down the street, and there could be a gunfight. Guys getting drunk, playing cards. One guy accuses somebody of cheating. All hell breaks loose. Okay, that's what that is. Okay, it's not St. Louis. I mean, which is what I'm looking at this going. In St. Louis was the gateway to the West. That's its thing. We are the gateway to the West. And that's where all the people that were going west would go, and then they go out from there. Oregon Trail, Arizona, California, out to the Dakotas, wherever these settlers wanted to go. Tatooine isn't like that. It is literally not even the edge of the empire. It is in Hutt space. And it is a place riddled with unsavory types trying to stay away from civilization. All right? There's a reason why Han Solo ain't hanging around Coruscant. All right? Because it's too settled. You get arrested, and B and C, there's no business, if you know what I mean. All right? That's the thing. Why did it look like this? That was another problem. But I'm not here to tear apart the Book of Boba Fett because I thought it was a good story. Learned a lot about the Tuscans, stuff I wasn't surprised at, like there are many different bands and tribes of Tuscan Raiders, just like there are many different bands and tribes of Aborigines, etc., etc. So, what I am, but I am saying that with everything going on, I think Favreau's job at Lucasfilm was a lot bigger than we think. Okay, because add the franchise movies, they're his too now. Okay, is he taking over the Lasseter role? I don't know. I don't think he has to. I'm not even sure if that's even a thing, okay? But an insane contract to me says there's not just money behind it, there's power. There's leverage. We're giving you this because we want you to fix what's broken. Okay? That's what this is. And we're gonna see what's getting fixed slowly happen. Okay? We are still too close to The Rise of Skywalker for any announcements about the sequel trilogy. But I have to say, when you watch, and I was watching Toxic Femininity last night, and they showed the battle between the 2x4 that talks and Kyle Ron, Daddy Butcher, and it was horrible. It was just horrible. All right, it sucked. Yeah, the rise of the fan service. And be, the interesting thing is that was supposed to be in the park. Why'd they move it? Think about it. The park, it looks to me now, is going towards Mandoverse. I mean, Mike said on another stream a while back that when he was at the park, R2D2 was getting all kinds of attention, and the bestest ever was being ignored. Disney notices that. They notice that. Okay? And we have to remember that too. That this stuff is going to slowly but surely be changing. But the fact that it's at the hotel and that it looked like crap, and there were people jeering Kyle Ron. They were mocking him. Well, yeah, I mean, I gotta see that. I gotta watch that. You know, why would, first off, a catwalk is no place to have a fight. Like that. Okay? There's no room. When she leans down, you can see her lean down and pick up the battle-ready saber because the one she's got is, what, $5,000? It was just like, people are going to pay $6,000 to see this shit. Okay? Disney's desperately trying to keep it out of the media. That's bad. Hey, you know what? Embrace the suck. We made a mistake. All right. 5 years with no thought on how this was going to look. The interiors are generic. The cast doesn't know what they're doing. The berths look like morgue slots. Do better, okay? This never should have happened. I would have probably had a Coruscant, high-end Coruscant hotel. If you want to do a Star Wars thing, bring in Coruscant. Bring in, the cityscape. Okay, bring in where, you look out a window and you can see the Jedi Temple. And you can see the Chancellor's Palace. And you can see the Senate building. Okay, have beautiful rooms. Have a beautiful high-end, 3-star restaurant. Okay, and then you go down a few levels and you can have a cantina. You can have Asajj Ventress walk in looking for a bounty. You can do all this stuff. It's there. Part of the reason why they did this is George Lucas still has about 25% of all these characters. And Bob Iger was too cheap to actually do Star Wars right. He thought, and I also do believe that Kennedy really is at fault for all this. They're trying to advertise the Halcyon, which is what the Star Cruiser is called, by using Han and Leia's honeymoon. What the fuck? They kicked them to the curb. And now we're celebrating? Yeah, which is like, no. If it was Canto Bight, it would be worse. Coruscant, okay? Or, you could do Theed, a lovely, beautiful, like garden-type hotel with waterfall, with a view of all the waterfalls. And then in the distance, you could have the lake country, okay? Something like that. Something that'll bring the Star Wars aesthetic. Then you could have Tatooine. Then you could have Hoth. Then you could have Mustafar, which would have been awesome. And Vader's palace. with Vader hanging out. Then you could have maybe the Death Star, all right, and maybe a trench run with for the Death Star. You could have, do a show with Luke fighting Vader and the Emperor, okay, like the Indiana Jones thing, and you could do Endor, and people would have been very happy, all right. But no, we've got this. It's trash, and Susan Arnold's going, you know, why am I'm saddled with this garbage? It's garbage. And, you know, I'm sure that big investors have gone there. I'm sure that the big investors have gone there and said, this place sucks. The only thing that looked decent, I thought, was some of the food. At least they tried on that. But, A, there's not enough of it, and B, the blue shrimp. Now, granted, I said this last night, I would try it. Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I think, it wouldn't surprise me at all that they thought about using Canto Bite. And someone said, no, would have absolutely pissed the fandom off. Okay. They know. I would like to see what the numbers are for. Yeah, they could. I really think that they need to keep it Star Wars. But they have to figure out something else to do with it. Just shut it down and, like I said, a high end, or a resort. Think about some planet that has a resort. All right. It's not that difficult. All right. And if we're going to find out, you guys, that a lot of the decisions that were made because there was money involved paying Lucas. And oh, by the way, what people forget, George Lucas is the biggest single shareholder in Disney. I'm sure he's just pleased as punch with all this. Okay. They'd be paying him a lot. And I think it would be worth it. I really, really do. There's nothing wrong with not being as greedy as they think they should be. Well, Canto Bite, I guess it's in canon. They mentioned it in Mando, but we don't need to see it again. We really, really don't. I would rather see Cloud City. Well, hard work, again, I think that's going to change. Okay? They're going to have to see that that's what the fans want. Again, you don't want anybody to see original trilogy characters, but you've got the halcyon set between episode shit and episode vomit, and we get to see Kyle Ron, who butchered his dad like a dog on a catwalk. But yet they're advertising it by celebrating the marriage of Han and Leia. What the fuck? I can't. No Luke, no Obi-Wan, no Vader, no Lando. If they're gonna do, like if they went Rebel period, they could have Jyn Erso running around. That would be cool. I don't mind her. There are so many possibilities that they have. They can run with. And you know what I almost think? Mike, if you're still here, you think about this and let me know. Maze too. I almost think Chapek and Arnold said, all right, we're going to open it. It's going to bomb. The fans are going to be What the hell are you? Oh, yeah, right, douchebag. Sure he did. That's, every time I hear that, I'm looking at the idiot Raylo going, you really hate your father, don't you? And they actually think that fits in the character. Like, they try to rationalize it with this faux intellectual crap. No, no. Go sit over in the corner. Shut the fuck up. Okay, what I think, and this just occurred to me, that Chapek and Arnold said, okay, we're going to open it up. And we're going to let it bomb so we can fix it. You know. Oh, Kylo, you had no idea. I honestly think that that's what this could be. I honestly think that stayed on schedule, this isn't working, we're changing it. Yeah, they do, and it's absolutely, I mean, you look at these girls and they bitch and it's like, anyway, I gotta go get some soda. Mike will be familiar with this if he's still here. It is Shrove Tuesday. So today it's us Catholics get to eat like pigs, because tomorrow we fast and only have one small meal because it's Ash Wednesday, and I've got to get my ashes tomorrow. So if you see me I'll be on tomorrow with a big blob of ash on my forehead. So, all right, and there you go. All right. So anyway, but I got to go to the store. I need to get soda and some other stuff for dinner tonight because I'm making this pasta recipe that I found on Pastagrammer, but you use cavatappi pasta and lamb. I've got some ground lamb. I'm gonna see what happens. Well, he's got treats. You want to see him? Koji. Koji. Hi, Koji. He says, hi, Uncle Maze. Hi, Uncle Mike. Hi, Hard Work. Hi, Kylo. What's up? I'm Kojak. I'm waiting for Mom to take me for a walk, but she has to go to the store first. Want to say hi? Huh? He's a good... He's mad at me. I wish the chair was bigger so when he's up bothering me, he could jump up and hang out. Anyway, I gotta go. So you guys be good, behave, be well. And I've got at least a subscription to Puck for the next month. So we'll see. Anyway, he's a cutie pie, isn't he? I wanted to name him Chewy and my husband wouldn't let me. So he's named after his parents. Talk to you guys later. Nah, he's named after Coco, his mom, and his dad, Jackson. But everybody thinks, oh wow, he's named after Telly Savalas. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. See you around the galaxy. Behave, be well. And just remember, thanks, Misha. That means a lot to me. Anyway, and remember, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and share this out. And please like the videos so it gets in the algorithm. Talk to